Adam Nipp and Pat Sobeski here for another edition of Web Chat with the Mayor. We've got a City Council meeting coming up this week and some good news coming forward, Pat. You guys a while ago put out that community improvement plan for downtown improvement, some incentives for property owners in the downtown to spruce up their properties, and we have one coming forward. What's going to be happening with this particular property?
Well, this is a property that's on Dundas Street. I think it's 384 Dundas Street, and it's the old where Deb McLeod used to have her chocolate factory.
So that's before my time.
Well, and the property. But anyways, an entrepreneur has come along and he wants to fix up the building. And part of the community improvement plan, we had items there, but the take-up was very small, so we've rejigged the program to match communities that have been successful with various elements. So, for example, this gentleman, he's just spending some $50,000 to improve the facade. And because of that, he's eligible to receive $25,000, 50% of that cost. He's taking $10,000 in a grant and $15,000 in a loan, interest-free loan. But there's other things that he's doing to the project. He's basically spending almost $200,000 to make a residential conversion upstairs, which is going to create 4 new residential units. So the total project is probably $275,000. The loans and the grants back will be approximately $75,000. And so this individual is putting in about $200,000. So that's what we're leveraging. But it's a program that we've put money aside. There's over $1 million in the reserve to help fund these programs, and it gets paid back as they make the loan repayments. But it's a way of rejuvenating the downtown. And so this is the first one under the new program. And it comes to council. It's been vetted by a committee. It comes to council for approval. And one of the things is we hope he's very successful with the project. The funding is everything else is paid once the project is completed. But we're hopeful that other downtown property owners will take a look at this and also start to realize that there are some benefits that the city's prepared to help leverage some of their dollars to improve the downtown.
Well, certainly a good sign, and this gives you, I guess, the case study to put out there and have other downtown property owners take a look at. Do you think this will maybe get the ball rolling for others to follow this lead?
Well, it will, and that was the intent of, because before we used to pass these in sort of a committee format, but now we're doing it at open council to let the citizens know how their tax dollars are being spent, but certainly as a notice to owners. But there's things in this program. There's like a $1,500 just for doing the design grant to find out if the work is going to work out. There's $750 cover payment fees that are associated with the city. So there's some small little things too. This is a large project, but a number of smaller projects could also qualify. So it's a pretty good seed project because it covers facades, it covers the residential nature. So it's a pretty good initial project for council to have to approve.
All right, very good. Also wanted to talk about the city getting into more solar panels on your civic buildings. What's before council this Thursday?
Well, if you recall, a few months ago, the city and Woodstock Hydro put together a proposal that requested some 17 city sites for these panels, etc. And 16 have been approved. And so the city and Woodstock Hydro sat down and come up with a cost estimate to do these 16 projects. And the costs are coming out at approximately $750,000. And the city will generate revenue from the FIT program of over $100,000. So these programs will pay for themselves in 7-8 years. But it's a good example of the way the city, like so many other municipalities, are recognizing that there's other forms of renewable energy, so it's a pretty good program. We're funding this from the hydro reserve money. There's some over $4 million in that particular reserve, so we're just using some money from the hydro reserve to fund this particular program.
That's a good return on investment, and is it one of those 20-year contracts?
It's one of those 20-year contracts, and right now, I mean, the money, that $700,000 is sitting in the, like I said, the reserve, probably earning less than 1%, where right now the return on investment, I think, is in the 12% range of these projects.
Okay, also wanted to quickly touch on fallout from the ash borer. There's something more on this, dealing with some of the stumps around town.
Well, what's happened is the anticipation with the Embro ash borer was that it would take 5 years to do its damage. And the little guy has managed to do all the damage in 2.5 years. So as a result, there's a lot of stumps that have to be removed. City Council had put away $100,000 into reserve to deal with this problem down the road. And now we're going to have to take that $100,000 back, 93,000 of it, because of the damage that's been done, so that we can keep up with the removal of stumps and replacing the trees.
And this is on the trails, or this is, around town, basically?
I think it's the trails around town. It's more of a citywide assessment of money.
Okay, very good. We'll have more on these and other issues. The YMCA going to make a presentation this week at City Council, so pretty good agenda. Thanks for your time, Pat.
You're welcome.